Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today we are on part 2 of my futuristic mansion. Yeah. When? Five. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, Sorry about the lag. If I would have gotten a GTX 1050 instead of a GT 1030, things would have been a little faster. Or maybe a 1050 Ti. 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20. Five. Let's clean. In the meantime, while I'm building this house, I'm cleaning up the remnants of my deforestation. I'm doing this to improve performance on my tower. I'm also smoothing things out too, so it'll be easier on the tower on my computer as well. My computer is basically a slim tower, similar to those Dell Optiplex computers you see in school. Yeah, kind of like those. Except it's not a work computer, it's a home use computer. It's a home computer, not a work computer. It's a home computer, not a work computer. This is a home computer, not a work computer. It does look like a work computer, but it's not. Because usually those work computers are usually pretty small. Like, those small towers. Like, usually a Micro-ATX or Mini-ITX form factor. Usually a Micro-ATX or Mini-ITX form factor. Usually. Why'd stay with a desktop instead of buy a laptop? Because with desktops, you can actually retrofit it with certain parts that you need. Whether it be retrofitting a Dell Dimension, or even buying cases so, in case you cannot afford a big box computer case. Like, to build your own computer, you could use a computer case that was once part of a pre-built system, like a Dell, whether it be a Dell Dimension or an old school HP Pavilion. I'm using this as a guideline. There's multiple genres associated with Thrasher magazine, with the skateboarding music genres associated with the skateboarder subculture. And punk rock's one of the most popular. And it's not just punk rock. There's also some heavy metal too. Especially Metallica and Slayer. Slayer is more of death metal. Why I need to get a gym membership? It's mainly because I'm a freaking toothpick. I'm pretty skinny. And I am pretty skinny. I was once body shamed by my father for being extremely skinny. Me being so skinny was actually the result of an eating disorder. Like, in my case of anorexia, it started off, my anorexia started off as muscle dysmorphia. It actually started off as muscle dysmorphia disorder. Which I think I didn't have much muscle mass on me. Because even though I was normal weight, I felt out of shape. Even though I was actually at a normal weight. If I gained a little bit more muscle mass, I'd look more like Saitama from One Punch Man. Saitama from One Punch Man. You know, the bald guy with... the bald superhero that is also the main protagonist of One Punch Man. Yeah, that guy. Saitama. That bald guy. That's the main protagonist. Eventually, I'm gonna be packing on a shit ton of muscle. Oh. Well, I look like... because I'm still in my process of transformation from a skinny fat guy to muscled. Right now, I'm in the skinny muscle guy phase. I'm in the skinny muscle guy. Meaning, I look like a track and field athlete. I look like a track and field athlete. Even though I'm lifting weights, actually. Some people might mistake me for a track and field athlete. When in fact, I am lifting a shit ton of weight on a small frame. It's because, even though I'm at a normal weight, I am extremely lean. I am extremely lean. For someone of a normal weight. Because usually those with a normal weight often, like on the lower end of the normal weight spectrum, like between BMI of 18.5 and 25, usually those in the lower end part, but not in the sweet spot, they usually have more fat. When you're heavier, pound for pound, you don't need to store as much fat per kilogram of body weight when you're heavier. You don't need to store as much fat. When you're but when you're extremely light, like when you're like 150 pounds at like 6'0", your fat deposits start to become pretty valuable. Even though even though you're very skinny, your fat deposits start to become more and more valuable. And that is because your body's doing everything it can to keep you alive. Your body's doing everything to keep you alive, which means you're gonna lose a lot of muscle mass if you're extremely lean at 150 pounds. Like, why I'm told I need to gain weight, it's mainly because even though I'm at a normal weight, my fat percentage is very low for someone of my height and weight. Because even though my bones might get built the same way as someone else of my height and weight, they may have a higher. Even if my bones were built the same way as someone who weighed that as much as I did, and was about as tall as I am, they'd probably have more fat deposits than me. Because for me, I don't have much fat on my body. I don't have much fat on my body at all. Like, based on like how I look at it, like with the amount of subcutaneous fat I have, and the fact that I have almost no visceral fat, probably at about 14% body fat, if not a little less than that. My target fat percentage, I'm gonna try to get to about 8%. How am I so muscular for someone of 150 pounds? Some of it has to do with what I'm eating. A lot of it has to do with what I'm eating. What you're eating affects your physique more than anything. What you're eating, most of your physique is actually affected by what you're eating. So even though you may be normal weight, you might have a lot of body fat. That's because you're eating too little protein. Like, you're eating very little protein. The amount of protein you consume is pretty scarce. Is pretty scarce. The amount of protein you consume is very scarce. Your protein consumption has a greater effect on your fat percentage, like how much protein you consume. What you're eating has a greater effect on your fat percentage. what you're eating has a greater effect on your physique than anything. Even though I'm extremely thin for someone my height, like, for my height and weight, a lot of it is the fact that I'm extremely lean. Like, I don't have much fat, but I do have a lot of muscle for someone of my height and weight. I have a shit ton of muscle, actually. A lot of it is your physique is mostly controlled by what you're determined by what you're eating. Normal weight obesity is probably it's most likely driven by what you're eating. Five. Five. 6. 7. 8. The reason I'm doing it in some sort of pattern like this, I'm doing this to because it's easier. When you go towards big numbers like this, it gets harder to count. To keep track of... It's hard for the human brain to keep track of long distances. Let's fill in this empty space right there. Let's fill into space right here. where you live can affect your likelihood of becoming overweight. How? Air quality plays a much bigger role in the epidemic than you think. Because air pollution can screw with your metabolism in an irreversible manner. Five, 6, 7. Let's see how I did this. Three, 4, 5, 6. Much better. Anyways, this should be it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3 of Futuristic Mansion. In part 3. As always, stay tuned for more. Gaming with Alston signing off. As always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe for more. I encourage you to follow me on social media for more content like this. As always, Gaming with Alston signing off. And I encourage you to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more content like this. Gaming with Alston signing off, and tschüss.